Hello, so today I'll show you how you can perform binary addition using the binary adders. So as you can see here, this is a binary adder and the red color represents the first binary number, and blue color represents the second binary number, and we have to add these two numbers. So you can see the input are in binary 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 and so on, and the output is also in binary. Okay, so now what we want to do is we will try to add the numbers. So if I input 1, we will get the output as 1. If I input 1 plus 1, we'll get the output as 2. Now let's do 1 plus 1 and plus 2. We get the output as 4. Plus 2, the output as 4 plus 2, which means 6. And let's add big number like 16. So it should give us 16 plus 4 plus 2, yeah, which means 22. And let's add 8. So 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2. Now let's add 4. So this gives us, yeah, this gives us 32 plus 2, 34. And I guess let's add more 32 into it. So this gives us 64 plus 2. So now let's come to the side and let's see how this thing works. So at first you'll see a bunch of torches and piston, and absolutely you will be confused about what's going on over here. But let's come at the basic first. First let's do one digit addition. So this red color represents the first number and the blue color will represent the second number. So, and this is the output. Okay, and if you haven't watched my other video, just go and watch it about the logic gates, link in description, because this adder is using logic gates and it's very important you know what logic gate is. So just go and watch and come back to this video. And so if I turn on any one of these, which means if I add 1 plus 0, it will give us 1. If I turn off this one and I do 0 plus 1, it will give us 1. But if I do 1 plus 1, it will give us 2. Okay, so how this thing works is the logic gate. If any one input is on, it will give an output, but if both are on, it will not give an output. That's how the logic gate works. And over here we have this red color represents the first number and the blue color represents the second number. So even though they are like mixed up, the red color will represent the first number. So let's do 2 1. So this is red color represents the number 3 now, and the blue will represent it's okay, the blue will represent the number 1, I guess. Yeah, so 3 plus 1 and we should get 4. Yeah, so now let's change the number on the blue. So let's turn 1 off and do 3 plus 2 and we should get 5. So 4 and 1, 4 plus 1 equals 5. And if we turn on all, that means 3 plus 3, then we should get 6. And let's see, 4 plus 2 equals 6. So that's how this thing works. And now let's talk about what's actually happening over here. So you can see this, when I flick this lever on any one of these, the output will turn on. But when I turn on both the levers, suppose if I turn on both the inputs, then this thing will turn off, but at the same time this carry on output will turn on. So if I turn both of these on, you'll see that this one turns off, but over here this carry starts giving out a signal, and this carry is how this thing functions over here. So if I turn off all of these, okay, so now let's start with this. You can see if I turn on one of these levers, it will give output. So yeah, so this is giving output into this. Now this is another XOR gate, and since it has only one input, it will always give 1 as output or 0. So if we turn on both, the output turns off over here, but at the same time the output turns off over here. But at the same time, what happens is this carry on turns on, and this carry on is giving in data into this one, and it will turn on this one. But if I turn on one of these on 2, the value of 2, then this input will also turn on, causing this one to turn off. So in this case, we are getting a carry in data from this torch. So if I just turn this on, you'll see we are getting a carry from over here. So over here we don't have the second output, so we don't need a carry. But over here, since we have 2 inputs, we need a carry over here, and then this carry will run into a third. Now you need to place another XOR gate over the third output, but since this is only 2-digit numbers, we don't really need it. And if we turn off this input, you'll see that the lamp turns on again. And now let's come over here. Yeah, so as you can see over here, if the input is on, the torches turn off, right? And those torches power this dust, which will power this torch. And the same thing is going on over here. These levers are turn off these torches, which will cause this torch to turn on through this piston. And then if we look further, this torch then powers this dust and this dust, and the other 2 torches also power those dust. So if we look over here, this torch is powering this dust, which is powering off this torch, and it is also powering this torch. At the same time, this torch is also powering off the upper torch, and this one is also powering this dust. So this creates a small XOR gate in this circuit. So if we turn on one of the inputs, you see we are getting output from here, and if we turn on the other one, we are getting output. Yeah, but if I turn on both of those, then we will stop getting output over here, but we will start getting output over here through the carry in. Through the carry in, we will start getting the output. So let me just try and show you what's going on. It's all really compacted. So this torch will power this piston, which will power off on this torch, and it will power this block, and then this block will, let me just show, yeah, power off this torch, which will then power on this block and this torch, and it will power this dust and the piston below this block, which will then power on the dust, which means it will power on another input. Okay, and if we come further, so if I turn on both of these, suppose, and I turn on the next one as well, so the other adder will get 2 inputs, that is 1 input from over here and 1 input from the carry up over there. So what we do is this torch, it takes the carry data and then it powers this repeaters, and through those repeaters then the block is powered or unpowered, powering or unpowering this torch and giving us the second input for this one. And yeah, it's kind of complicated to explain, but if you try and make the basic one yourself, you will start understanding what's going on over here. And then this thing is recurring in the whole design, so it's just repeating pattern of these things. And since this is a repeating pattern, it is infinitely expandable, so you can make as many digits as you want for addition. So make sure you subscribe, check out the Discord link, join if you want to learn more about these things, and make sure you check out other videos because absolutely they are cool. And if you want to learn about computer redstone, check out the playlist of computer redstone. And I guess that's it for today. See you next time.